Welcome to B&B Studios, the home of Central Coast Rugby. Let's get stuck into another week
Right,
of
everyone,
opinions and
welcome
oversights
back.
from Berner and Barthy as they bring us the latest news. Good chat, good footy, good fun. Take it away, boys.
Too early.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome back. It's my turn to do the intro. Welcome to our podcast, B&B. Berner, Barthy, it's going well, isn't it?
And you've nailed it.
I have.
as always.
I've done extremely well. We covered off round 8 last week.
On to round 9 this week, mate.
How's your week, Berner?
Well, it was good, mate. I got to spend the weekend or Saturday with you, which is great.
Yeah.
Got to do the...
One day a week's not enough, isn't it?
No, it's not at all.
It is good to look at your eyes on a Saturday. And the background, the hazy background. of
Yeah,
rugby.
just that nice afternoon light coming through.
Yeah.
Got to check out a couple of games, actually.
Got a feeling. It's got a movement.
So sounds of Saturday we got to 2 games, which we'll go to later. But yeah, mate, other than that, some good results on the weekend for a few teams. I think a couple of people out in some teams as well, so we can mix things up a bit.
Well, mate, we've got some epic sounds of Saturday for our listeners. So why don't we go to the women's first?
Yep.
Let's chuck to the women's, and then we might cover off on the women's games.
There we go.
Let's do it.
All right, we're back here with a match of the round. Hornsby versus Terrigal women. Mate, some tackling practice happening in the warm-up right now.
Yeah,
Who looks best?
Mate, I think Hornsby might win the best dressed award at the moment, at this point in time. But, mate, I'm expecting a really good game of footy, to be honest.
I think it'll be big from last time as well. Obviously, the game 15-14 last time.
Yep.
Hornsby girls came to Warwie Oval last week to survey the conditions, so they'll be well prepped for it. We're going to get some interviews. Who are we going to first?
Mate, we'll grab whoever's brave enough to speak to us, we'll give it a go.
Or whoever doesn't hang around, whoever doesn't run away fast enough. All right, we're here with Ange and Crystal from the Hornsby Rugby Club. Girls, what do you think of today's matchup?
We're looking forward to it.
Yep.
Feeling confident.
We're pumped, absolute pumped. Going down by 1 point in questionable circumstances last game. We're fired up and ready to go.
We're ready for it.
So what are you changing from last time to this time? What did you learn from?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Much, no.
We're not changing anything structurally from our team. We're doing the same thing, playing to our strengths, keeping consistency, and just playing what's in front of us, what they put
seeing
to
what
us.
they come out with and go from there.
Good stuff. All right, go well.
Thank you.
Mate, so, Berner, we've got one of the injured women's players who can't make it on the field today. Toddy, how do you think the girls are going to go? We haven't had a chance to interview the players who are actually getting on the field. What are your thoughts on the game, and how do you think they'll go?
Mate, the girls are a quality team. We obviously see them on the field training on Tuesday and Thursday. Like, they are structured, they are committed, and they're up for today. So, you know what? I reckon they'll come out firing, and they just find ways to win, right? I think the win the other week up at Tuggerah by 1 point, like, they just find a way to win. So I'm confident they'll come out and bring the chocolates.
Good on you. Thanks, Toddy. Good luck with the injury, pal. So we've got Prue Bright with us, coach of the women's side. Really close game last week, just before kick-off. Prue, what are you expecting from your ladies and the match?
Our girls are on. There's a lot of energy out there. They're ready for a big battle today. I think it was too close for comfort last time we met, and they're very keen to set the record straight of who's the more dominant team.
Good on you, mate. Good luck. Go well.
Thanks. Cheers.
Well, after the first 5 minutes of the match, certainly hasn't disappointed. It's been a real tight arm wrestle. There's been some great skill, a lot of width, and some fantastic defence by both sides. Ange Jones has just scored out wide to opening the scoring. Beautiful conversion as well. After 5 minutes of play, Terrigal leading 7 points to nil. Cracking game so far. They've just scored.
They just scored. Try to Hornsby. Terrigal leads 7 points to 5. Trying to get the play out. Tyler Thackeray. Barthy, is that right?
It is right, mate, and it's been an absolutely fantastic first half of football. Well-deserved try by the Hornsby women. They've been battling away and some good, strong running. Well done.
They have been. I think they've been absolutely suffocating Terrigal. They haven't allowed Terrigal to use their outside channels at all. And when Terrigal have got to them, as soon as they get the ball, they're just completely shutting it down. Number 10 for Hornsby, Callie Morris, has shut down Shallon George, which has been a real feature of the Terrigal side in recent weeks. So let's see how the second half goes.
7-all, kick successful. Here we go.
All right, well, it's half time here. The B&B match of the round between Hornsby and Terrigal and the women's at Warwee Oval. Barthy, how you seeing things?
Mate, it's been a great tight tussle, hasn't it?
Yeah,
7
real.
all, 1 try each, 1 conversion each. The Hornsby women are doing a great job of suffocating Terrigal. Need to expand the ball a little bit wider, I think. I'd like to see Hornsby get the ball in those wider channels. Same a little bit with Terrigal. I think Terrigal probably could even do a slowing the game just down a little bit. A few sort of errors haven't helped. But mate, what a fantastic game of rugby so far.
I think it's the pressure of what Hornsby's putting on Terrigal. Terrigal just have no freedom to do anything and just getting frustrated with it a little bit as well. Obviously, Hornsby on the right end of the penalty count at the moment anyway. So
big shout out to Maddie Robson. Her defence at the moment is outstanding.
Yeah.
It's, mate, great first half of rugby. Looking forward to another cracking second half.
it's exactly what we came here for.
Fantastic interchange of passing, led by Maddie Robinson, sends Ange Jones in for another try. 3 minutes into the second half, sees the score. Terrigal Trojan women leading 12 points to 7 with a kick to come. Brilliant set play and pretty to watch. Entertaining game. Ange Jones converts her own try, sees the Trojans leading 14 points to 7.
Hat-trick to Ange Jones. So that gives the Trojans a lead, 19 points to 7 with a kick to come. They've been dominating the second half so far. They've had all the field position and Hornsby just holding on with a couple of calls of forward passes and penalties.
Yeah, they're playing a little bit too tight, the Hornsby women. They need to get the ball out in the wider channels, and Terrigal are just eating them up in this second half. Conversion successful by Anne Jones. Sees the Trojans 21 points to 7, 10 minutes to go.
Terrigal extend the lead further with a try to number 5, Syd Noble, after some really good lead-up work by the Terrigal women. Hornsby fading away here at the moment, just can't hold out this onslaught from the Terrigal women. Well, Jess Brooks joins the try scorers list. Try late in the second half, and Terrigal now lead 31 points to 7.
Try to Sean George in the corner. Sees Terrigal start to really run away with this match. 33 points, 38 points now to 7 with a kick to come. Been a really dominant second half by the Trojan women, starting to exploit the wider channels and getting some good results.
All right, with 30 seconds to go, Stewie's called time.
Well, the referee is the sole judge of time and space on the field. Stewie's really used that to his advantage, hasn't he?
He has. So Terrigal run away with it in the end, 38 points to 7. If the scoreboard is actually correct and the scoreboard time is correct. Well, it was 7-all at half time, and Terrigal basically just dominated that second half. Hornsby had no answers, no field position, and couldn't do anything with the ball, and really powerless to stop Terrigal.
Hornsby losing their captain and vice captain was really the start of the end for the Hornsby women. The Terrigal Trojans just really dominated from there on in. Right, we've got Maddie Robson, our B&B player of the match. Outstanding game, mate. Well done.
Yeah, thanks.
Defensively, you were outstanding, certainly in that first half. Big, strong up through the centre yourself, leading at the front defensively. And in that second half, that linkage play really set the girls alight. So congratulations, great game.
You.
What were your thoughts on it?
It was really hard. It was a really hard grind at the start, and we just had to really find our feet a bit. I think we were a bit stressed, so we probably made a couple of mistakes that we could have avoided. But it was really fun. It was good to have that hit out and that grind. I think once we started running a bit straighter and looking out wide, we really kind of started to rack up the points.
Well done. Great game. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Enjoy.
All right, well, good win by Terrigal. Just that second half, just too good in that second half. I think Hornsby were unreal in the first half. It was such a, you can almost throw a blanket on the whole everyone on the field. They're playing in such tight channels that they weren't really going, expansive. Every time Terrigal wanted to go there, they just were sort of shut down. But in the end, I think Hornsby lost a couple of plays and sort of, I don't know if the game plan to stick into the middle. It was working for parts, but they just couldn't penetrate Terrigal in that second half, and Terrigal wider channels and too good.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. I personally believe that Hornsby need to go back to the drawing board. They need to draw up a different game plan, because the one they went in, they were extremely confident with it, and if they executed that game plan, then it obviously wasn't successful. I really believe, like you said, got to attack those wider channels. They've got the speed, they've got the skill.
the next game of that would be unreal, though. That was a great game to watch. You could see that, that was stifling. I haven't seen Terrigal get stifled like that. They were just dropping the ball, and every time even their guns were just getting the ball and just getting crunched as soon as they had it. So, congratulations to Terrigal anyway, running out winners.
Avoca Beach, mate, they had a cracking win over the Lakes, 32 points to 5. It was a big victory, but mate, going through the Avoca Beach side, gee whiz, I'll tell you what, they were a very competitive rugby side before a couple of women showed up from the Wasford team. Ebony Millgate and Ella Carlisle have joined the ranks.
Pretty handy inclusions, aren't they?
Along with a few of the other girls, but Ella scoring a couple of tries, and mate, that Avoca Beach side has just gone from a bloody good side to an even stronger bloody good side. So, big win for them. Congratulations. And mate, unfortunately for Oranbong,
unfortunately for the people,
unfortunately for
Oranbong remain Oranbong.
Oranbong, the women couldn't get the job done, but they're getting better. Signs are looking better. But my Wildcat women winning 29 points to 12. Now, I'm going to big ups for Erina, her army.
Yeah, you got it.
4 tries. I really do apologise to you if I got your name wrong, and hopefully I can call you T as well. Because
I think T from now on for you. For that one.
T. So 4 tries, outstanding effort. So well done, Warnervale, my Wildcat women, 29 points to 12 victors.
Unreal. Obviously, these results are brought to you by Gus and the team at Erina Podiatry, as they always are and as they always should be.
Let's have a quick look at the ladder.
Let's go for it.
The Trojan women, 5 games, 5 wins, 24 points. Avoca Beach women, 4 games, 3 wins, 14. Hornsby women, 4 and 2, 10. Lakes women, 4 and 2, 9. My Wildcat women, 4 and 1, 6. And Oranbong, 5 and 0, or 0 and 5.
What are they on? Points?
0.
Okay. Deflating.
It's only early.
It's only early days. They'll come back.
They got time. They got time to come back.
They'll be back. On to the men's, mate. Actually, what we'll do first is we'll throw to our sounds of Saturday. So we were at Warway Oval to watch that game, and then we left to drive to the number 1 home ground at Gosford, Edelong Oval.
It is.
Gosford's favourite home ground. Drove down there on the peninsula. So here's the sounds of Saturday for the Gosford carry-on game. All right, we're in the B&B mobile. We're travelling from Warway to Edelong to watch
the B&B bus.
The B&B bus. We're travelling through the potholes of Warway to go to Edelong Oval to watch the Wanderers take on Gosford. What are you feeling for this one, Barthy?
Mate, it's going to be a good game. I'll stick with my tip from earlier on in the week, the Wanderers to win. Gosford have, though, moved it to their number 1 field at Edelong Oval.
They have, which is a good move for them.
Yeah, choosing not to play out of Gosford rugby field. So, good tactic by the Red Devils. And,
mate, we obviously gave away the opportunity to watch the ambush of the year.
Yes.
Warway beat Terrigal. So 0-0 there after a couple of minutes. So Warway in strong stead. So we'll see how that match pans out as well.
Warway leading 0-0.
All right, well, as we're driving into Edelong, we see Gosford behind the sticks, and I just don't know who's taking the conversion here, Barthy. If you can turn the roundabout quick enough.
Turning.
At
legal speed.
It is Scott Hanley.
Scotty Hanley.
Scotty's back. Well, I've got the Hanley shirt on in this. I wonder if we can yell out. And he has...
He's kicked it.
He's got it. Scotty!
All right. Guessing the score is 7-0 as we pull up to the Edelong Oval. And picturesque Edelong Oval as the rain starts to pitter down.
Trickle down. Well, after that try, Gosford now applying the pressure. Ben Shelley is lining up a kick. Should be 7-3.
I'm backing him in, Burner.
Don't want to put the pressure on him though. All right, even tussle so far. Ben Shelley with his second conversion. Carrying still hold lead 7-6. Tell you what, Barthy, if Scott Hanley wasn't playing and Lockie Perick was kicking, Carrion would be down here 6-5, but lucky for Carrion, Scott is playing and they're up 7-6.
I tell you what it has in the fair England department. It's been a bloody physical game so far.
There's a lot of spite in this game. A lot of feeling in the tackles.
Good old-fashioned softening up period in the first 20 minutes.
Well, Ben Shelley, 40 metres out here to take the lead. He's gone 3 steps back, 2 steps to the left. What are you saying here, Barthy? You reckon he's got it?
Nah.
You're right.
Pushed it to the right.
He has not. Tell you what, he had the legs on it.
The seesawing affair continues. Lots of passion in this game. Not a lot of rugby, but a lot of passion.
Yeah, no, a lot of penalties, a lot of shit on the ground in the rucks and that sort of thing. But both teams sort of feeling each other out still. Scott Hanley has had one of the dropouts from for the ages there, slipping over, but somehow still managed to go 40 metres.
Well, Burner, half time in the Gosford Red Devils versus Carrying Wanderers affair. Mate, the score is 7-6 in favour of the Wanderers. How have you seen it so far?
Yeah, you can hear Gosford, clapping in the background their team off. I think Gosford will be happy that first half. They've dragged Carrying down into an absolute war. At the breakdown, it's a lot of, as we said before, a lot of stuff on the ground. Trying to get under each other's skin as well, but it's not really free-flowing rugby at all, the game that we thought we'd probably see down here.
Yeah.
It's been a very, very scrappy affair so far, and a lot of shit in the back play, which hopefully will cut out in the second half and will open up to actually play a game of rugby.
I'll go as far as saying this, Burner, the first team to actually start playing rugby will win the game.
I completely agree with that. I think once someone starts, putting their brain to the task of how to actually play the game, rather than trying to take other players out, I think we might see a good game of rugby develop.
Well, he's hoping it improves in the second half.
Well, we got 40 minutes. If not, we're heading back to Wally Oval. Right, here is Sam Cardle. Sam, what's your story? You got a story for the listeners?
Yeah, I do.
Week?
So I scored a try in second grade.
Yep.
And he called it back for held up, even though it was clearly on the ground.
All right, what do you want us to do about this? We'll take it obviously to listeners.
Yeah, yep. I want to take it to CCRU.
Yep.
I want us to get that try back.
Why do you need the try so bad?
So I don't have to do a nudie run. Full reason.
I got some bad news for you, mate. It wasn't a try.
It was a try. It was 100% a try.
Well, we've got one of the greats of the Red Devils, one of the greats of the Central Coast. As a matter of fact, he's just a great human being. Andrew Mosley. Mose.
That's a great build-up.
Mose, what are your thoughts, mate? Half-time, the Red Devils are putting up a good fight. How are you seeing the game?
Yeah, I was scrappy, but we're definitely showing some ticker. I think we probably had the bulk of possession, which is pleasing. So, yeah, there's plenty of character.
Yeah, good stuff. Now, one thing that I will say that I think is great for the club is obviously tough times last year, and they're back on their feet. And it's fantastic seeing legends like yourself around supporting the sides, and hopefully they're going well. And mate, like I always said, I knew the Devils could do it. I knew they weren't dead and buried.
Yeah. Did you say that? I can't remember now. It's a distant memory. But no, look, it is. It's great to see everyone out here, and got quite a few people here supporting us and giving Macca plenty of grief as well, which is very entertaining. But no, I'm really pleased to see a club that's trying to get stronger and really showing plenty of character. It's great to see them back.
Well, good on you, mate, and good luck to the Devils in the second half.
Cheers, mate.
Well, we started the second half with 2 penalties for Backchat, 1 to Carryong and 1 to Gosford. Carryong, though, have started with the actual points, so had a scrum they've been pressing against Gosford's line, and Kane Thomas, number 8, has just gone over, wearing the number 7 jersey today. Mate, are you hoping maybe the game of rugby opens up now?
Well, it was a well-worked try by the Carryong Wanderers, and congratulations to them. I'm pleading for the referee to start sending people to the bin.
Yeah.
It's too much shit talk. Just shut up and get on with the game, both sides.
Conversion successful, just none other than Scott Hanley. Carryong lead 14 points to 6. Well, an intercept try to name withheld, the number 12 for Gosford, and Carryong now lead 14 points to 11. Conversion successful, Carryong lead 14 points to 13.
Well, Taylor Mildred's just been sent to the bin. Carryong going to have to do it tough. 14 players on the field for 10 minutes. The score still currently Wanderers 14, Red Devils 13. Red Devils on the attack, about 40 metres out.
Well, the frustrations after each penalty continue, and the longer this goes on for Carryong, Gosford every chance of actually upsetting Carryong today. And they've just been marched again for Backchat. Well, off that penalty, Gosford opted for the line out, about 30 metres out. Carryong have stolen it, swung it wide, and the Perut connection has gone down the sideline, stepping inside, so 70-metre try, Carryong are in. That try obviously converted by Scott Hanley. Carryong lead 21 points to 13. Well, I've been around rugby for a while. I've never seen a player get slammed into a barbecue until today. Things really boiling over on the sidelines just there. Barthy's just going to get his nighttime glasses and put his jacket on. You see the commotion, mate, or not?
I did.
I think Mitch Parker are getting slammed into a barbecue over there, also put onto a table. A bit of WWE there, mate. I haven't had a table match in rugby for a while. Someone set off there. Another yellow card.
Well, in a boost for the Wanderers, Their playing numbers have skyrocketed from 13 on the paddock to 14. An ensuing penalty from the Gosford Red Devils has Scott Hanley has quite smartly opted for the penalty. Soak up a bit of time, take a bit of sting out of the match, and extend the Wanderers' leads if he is successful. Well, the miracle, Scott Hanley, he can't miss. He's kicked another one, and the score is 24 points to 13. Carry on lead.
Well, Josh McGlynn there, flashback to old times, threw the ball to an ex-Gosford teammate there, who was always almost on for another intercept pass there. We'll try to carry on. Taylor Mildrum back on the field, charges over from short range, carry on lead, 29 points to 13. Starting to run away with it here. It goes without saying, but conversion successful, carry on lead, 31 points to 13. All right, well, Carrong take the win, 31 points to 13 at Edelong Oval. What'd you make of the game, mate?
Mate, it was a scrappy affair, there's no doubt about that. Both sides spent probably 60 minutes trying to get under each other's skin instead of playing rugby. And I think Carrong were the better side than that last 20 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's as simple as that.
Ran away in the end when they decided to actually play rugby, but yeah, a lot of shit in between. So congratulations to the Wanderers. Winners today, 31 points to 13. Oh, here's Scotty Hanley, the B&B player of the match. Mate, how'd you find that game?
Yeah, it was all right. A lot of scrums, a lot of set pieces, but I don't know, they're the kind of scrappy games. If you get a win out of that, especially a bonus point, you definitely take it. So it was good. Gosford were very strong, and around the ruck there was a lot of happening, but it was a good win.
A lot of feeling in the rucks?
Yeah, it was a fair bit. A lot of talk on the sideline. There's a lot of bidding going up, $500, $700 to throw a hospital past a Macca. So no, it was good. I was nearly getting there. I was going to try to hit one.
Good stuff, mate. Well played.
I appreciate it.
Well, pretty scrappy affair for the first 70 minutes.
I was going to say 60, 65.
Yeah, it was kind of like they were just sort of feeling each other out, and then it just kept happening. It was just a really sort of grubby game, and just every contest was met with someone's head getting rubbed or whatever it was. It just kept on sparking more and more. So unfortunately, from a viewer's perspective or spectator's perspective, it was a pretty rubbish game to watch.
Yeah,
but
mate.
Being nice.
I absolutely agree. I think it's an opportunity lost from the Red Devils, and I think it's an opportunity lost from the Wanderers, to be honest.
Yep.
If either one of those sides had gone out and with the intention of playing rugby and playing structured rugby and not going in a bravado push and shove show, I think they. I really think it was a missed opportunity by Gosford. Both sides were too busy. We spoke about it in the Sounds of Saturday. Both sides were too busy trying to show who's tougher by woo or whatever the case, rubbing heads. But no one actually got in and started playing rugby till about 15 minutes to go, and 15, 20 points were scored, and that gives you an indication of how bloody good carry-on can be.
Yep.
So
you just saw glimpses of it, but there'd be a turnover or whatever it was, which might happen normally, but it was just dropping of the heads, or just there'll be someone that's rubbing someone else's head, as I said, as they're going past and everything, and that would just fire everything up and escalating. The scenes of someone getting slammed into a table was one of the best. I'm like,
no, not at all. But
it was just
unique.
It was unique. Yeah, that was what summed up the game. Like, someone's been slammed into a table in a game of rugby. But anyway, let's move on from that game. Next game,
we got Terrigal Trojans put the absolute ringers through. Woy 76 points to 3, and I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do the sums, but I think Adam Dankett scored maybe 38 points or something like that in the match.
Yep.
3 tries and a hell of a lot of conversions. So
he had 9 conversions and a penalty, I think.
Yeah, big game. And well, I tell you, a good sign for Woy is it wasn't the 80 or 90 points that Hornsby put on them the week before. So
and they ran on with 15 players, which is obviously
that's
a better tactic this week, I think.
And our last game, we had
two games.
You
getting there?
I'm rattled. I'm absolutely rattled. Our second last game, we had a 19-all draw with the Razorbacks and Warnervale, the Wildcats. I think the Razorbacks get a moral victory, 2 tries to 1.
I think that this game was watching the updates of this was more entertaining than,
Yeah.
than being at the other game. Yeah, I mean, it's a second draw. It's not often that you have draws, and they've had the second draw through the year now.
Yeah, so tight tussle. We thought it was going to, and there we go. I think I wanted to back a draw too, didn't I? And you wouldn't let me. Anyway, moving on.
Please.
And so here we go, the last match of the round. What I tell you, just before we get to this game, poor old bloody Lakes, they have had every home game moved so far this year.
Yep. It impacted like your canteen and everything as well,
Oh,
didn't it? Your money
big
coming
time.
in, yeah, massively.
Big time. So you can't, have you serve beers, make money over the counter, barbecue. It also removes a little bit of that community, feels why people go down the rugby. I know things are, tough and the weather's been, horrible, but mate, you got to feel for the Lakes, poor buggers. Anyway, they went out to Woongarra, and they got towed up 24 points to 42 by the Avoca Beach side, and it was, mate, I'll tell you what, there's plenty of tries scored.
Yep.
Avoca Beach scored 6 and the Lakes scored 4. So it was would have been an entertaining game to watch by all reports.
Yeah, I think Lakes had a few out with injuries and that sort of thing and illness as well, but that's...
Not the Hornsby illness.
I don't think it was the Hornsby illness. I think it ripped through just as many players, but not the Hornsby illness exactly. But
Well, it couldn't be the Hornsby illness because they showed up and played.
Well, they played. That's exactly right. But credit's got to go to Avoca as well. That you've still got teams are going to go through that this year. That's just the times that we live in at the moment, and you've still got to front up and show up. And credit to Avoca, they just keep winning. You said it last week. They just got into a habit of winning constantly, and the only one they've really lost was only just. So they get into the habit of getting the job done, which I don't know if we've seen in recent years. So this is a bit of a new Avoca side. So exciting for them. Saw they're top of the club championships as well.
Absolutely, and when I just go through and scan through that Lake side, they still had a good lot of players out there. So that Lakes team was no team of mugs.
Still a good side.
Yeah, that was a good side. So that's an impressive win by the Avoca Beach Sharks, which keeps them top of the table. 6 games, 5 wins, 24 points. The Carryong Wanderers are in second place, 5 games, 4 wins with 21. Wildcats 5-3 for 17. The Razorbacks 6-2 and 2 draws for 16 points. The Terrigal Trojans are 4-3 on 14 points. The Lakes are 5-1-1 on 11. Hornsby 4-2 on 10. The Red Devils 5-1 on 5, and Woolwee on 1 point. That's the ladder, and that's they were the results. What surprised you the most, or what stands out the most for you with those results?
They were probably how I expected. Like the Razorbacks game was always going to be sort of tight, and that was interesting how that panned out. And that was obviously you couldn't split them. I thought that. I know there was players out. There might have even been players out from Avoca as well. But I thought, last week I said it was Lakes that really had to live for this game because they've got to start winning because they're really starting to sit outside of the top 5 now.
Yeah. Yep.
And they've got to push themselves back in there, and the only way to get there is by winning. So they're still at a good side, but they're up against a cracking Avoca side and just couldn't get it done. So I suppose that the size of that victory was what sort of stuck out for me.
Well, the biggest up for that for the Lakes is they're 1 win away from Terrigal in 5th spot.
Yep.
But Terrigal obviously they still haven't been awarded those points from the forfeit from the Hornsby side.
Yep.
So that sort of should put Terrigal up to 19 or thereabouts. But yeah, exactly what you said. The Lakes have got to win. And they have to win now. We said that last week. It didn't happen. They're gonna become. They're gonna be dangerous for them to really start missing out on getting those points closer up to the ladder to get into that 5th spot.
Yep.
And it's very quickly. It's going to become a bridge too far to get over. I have just stumbled all over my words, and it's been terrible.
No, you got it through. Well done. All right. Well, that is round
8.
Let's get on to round 9.
Well, mate, what games we got this weekend?
I'm just looking that up, mate. If you'd bear with me and not start so soon, let's. How about we start with the men's?
Yep.
Hornsby host Lakes at
I wouldn't mind starting with the women's if we can.
Okay, we can start. No problem. No problem at all. Anything for you. Hornsby host.
Let's gather men.
Hornsby. It doesn't matter which way we go. We're going to start with the women now because that's what you've liked.
Yep.
Hornsby host Lakes at Heaton Park.
Heaton Park.
Headen, which is one of the great, Hornsby's traditional home ground, I'm being told.
Yeah.
Apart from Mark Taylor Oval and Pennant Hills Road Oval number 1.
And behind Tuggerah Sporting Field.
And Edlong Oval and Morwee Oval. But apart from that.
At Heaton, yeah, that's
the home ground.
Parlors.
Who you got?
I've got the Hornsby side.
Yep. I'm with you there as well. I think they'll be stinging a little bit. I hope those injuries last week aren't sort of long term. I think, one of them will be. Shoulder injury will be. But I've got the Hornsby girls getting the win over Lakes this weekend.
Yeah.
In the second game, Warrnambool have the bye and Avoca have the bye.
Just before we move on to that, I really think the Hornsby women need to look at their game structure and their game plan. I think the Lakes women, if Hornsby try and play Titan through the centre again, I think Lakes women will match them now. I really do. And I think the Hornsby women have got the team to really be competitive and push up for that premiership contention. But I think they've got to go. I think they've got to go in with a bit more of a balanced approach to the game instead of just trying to truck it through the middle all the time. But anyway, that's not up to me.
I'll tell you who's an amazing player, and I haven't seen her play before, but Callie Morris. She is a weapon.
Yeah, how good she goes.
Absolute weapon. Just does everything. Like, you put her on the wing, and she can burn people. Like, as I said, she shut down Sean George and jumps in line. Just can do everything. Absolute freak. Second game, Terrigal host Warnervale at the Haven.
This would be a good game for my Wildcat women. It'll be to see where they're at. They've got their first win last week, which they needed. The Terrigal Trojan women are going to be far too strong. It's just going to be a case for Warnervale to see how much damage they can limit.
Yep.
And so Terrigal for me, very much so, the Trojan women.
Yep, I'll go Terrigal on that one as well. I think they'll be too strong for Warnervale. Warnervale started the year strong. They've have a couple of losses now, but really got to get back into the swing of things. But I don't think it'll happen this weekend.
No.
On to the men's. Hornsby host the Lakes at Heaton Park.
This, how last week was a must-win game for the Lakes.
Yep.
Guess what?
This is now a must-win game for the Lakes.
And Hornsby been a little bit hot and cold for mine. I think it's a. I really don't know. I think it's going to be a difficult game. Lakes have to win, but they're a bit out of sorts. That a few guys are out last week, but I'm going to go Hornsby.
I'm going Lakes, and I think they'll win well.
Yep.
I don't know why I think that. I've said that every week, and they haven't won well or won at all. But I'm going to back in Lakes here. I've got a feeling about Lakes. They've got to turn it around. They have to. They've got the team that can easily turn it around. It's just not happening for them.
They got a team that's good enough to be top 3.
Definitely. So I want to back Lakes in that one. Next one. Carryong host Woy at Carryong Oval.
Carryong.
I'll also back Carryong for that one. Hopefully, Carryong can play free-flying rugby. And if they can do that this weekend, they can put some points on. Woy still not there yet. There are some good players back, Woy, but you obviously need to train and do those sorts of things to...
Mate, it always helps.
It does. Avoca host Gosford at Hazlitt Park.
Avoca are on a hooter at the moment, aren't they?
Yep.
They're playing, getting some really good results and starting to play a little bit more expansive, which is great to see. Avoca Beach for mine.
Yep.
They'll extend their differential at the top of the table.
I'll go Avoca as well on that one. I think they'll win well. Terrigal, last game, Terrigal host.
Just before we move on to the Terrigal match.
Yep.
Gosford were pretty bloody competitive against Carryong.
They got a really young side as well. I think Gosford are going really a lot better than what we thought they would at the start of the year.
And the reason why I bring that up is because I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk for the Avoca Beach side. And I know there's a lot of passion and a lot of emotion behind the carry on Gosford match. But I think Gosford need to be a hell of a lot smarter rugby side than they were last week, and they need it against Avoca because Avoca won't lower themselves down into that sort of that rubbish, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think so. All right, Terrigal host Warnervale, last game of the week at the Haven.
This could be the match of the round. It really could.
I think it is.
And it's going to be interesting to see how much that game against the Razorbacks took out of the Warnervale side.
Yep.
I think it's a really good opportunity for them. The Haven is just a wonderful game, a wonderful place to play rugby, and good sunny, shiny day. You know, it doesn't get any better, especially when you're the home team and you're welcoming a side that's coming to knock you off, who are very competitive. It's one of the great joys in rugby in hosting a team that's coming out to get you, and I think the Terrigal side will rise to the occasion. I think the Terrigal side has to rise to the occasion, and what I mean by that is I think they themselves will know there's improvement in their games, and I think it's going to be a really good contest for them, similar to the Razorback match.
Well, I think Warnervale started the year really strong, but they've not slipping away at all. But they've had results haven't gone their way the last few weeks, with a loss and a draw. And if they lose here, that Terrigal are going to leapfrog them into third place. So I think for Warnervale, it's going to show everything they've done in the off season. They've worked bloody hard to get to where they are, and this will be the weekend. Like this, coming up against Terrigal at home. I think this is the one where they and Terrigal they can be beaten. Razorbacks have done it the week before, so 2 weeks ago, sorry. So I'm still going to back Terrigal in here, but I wouldn't be surprised. I'm actually hoping a little bit for a Warnervale win, but I think Terrigal, again, I think they're still too good because I think that Terrigal could bounce back a lot easier from that loss than what Warnervale can, I suppose.
Well, I know they gave a lot of younger players a bit of exposure in that World War game that the Terrigal Trojans did. So whether that's obviously looking towards the future and exposing a few of the younger players to the upper grades, so that could work out well for them moving forward, sort of in the later half of the year. So, but Terrigal still for me, I think it'll be a great game. They're definitely beatable, but I think they will have gone to school on what the Razorbacks did to them, and I see Warnervale bringing a very similar style game to the Razorbacks.
Yep. All right, well, that's the games for round 9. All right, well, Barthy, Kate Thompson medal and Syd Noble medal. Who are the leaders? Who are the best players around the coast?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Berner. I'm going to give you the top 5, and there is 2 points separating all the players in the top 5. This is the Kate Thompson medal, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put them in alphabetical order. They're not in alphabetical order, but I'm going to put them in alphabetical order. Elise Connolly, Terrigal. Emily Lufay, Terrigal. Kaylee Morris, Hornsby. Oh, shit, I've done it wrong. Sean George. Sean George, Terrigal, and Shani Waters of Oka Beach.
Look, why don't you find the graphic? Oh, you don't have the graphic in front of you.
How about I do it in alphabetical order from first names?
All right, Kate, if you're listening, when you send it through, can you just send it through in a variety of forms? Alphabetical first name, alphabetical last name, please.
So, alphabetical first name, Kaylee Morris, Hornsby. Elise Connolly, Terrigal. Emily Lufay, Terrigal. Shani Waters, Avoca Beach. And Sean George, Terrigal.
Unreal players.
2 points to separate them. That's actually the order that Kate sent them to me in.
Is it?
But I tried to outsmart myself and do last name first.
Does it say in the... I'm pretty sure it says in alphabetical order.
Yeah, by first name.
Shocking. Well done to Barthy, outsmarting himself and getting it wrong. Unreal. All the girls are absolutely killing it. As I said before, Kelly Morris, first time I'm watching her play, she's unreal.
That is by no surprise, that with the exception of one or two players who I would add into that is the cream of the crop of the women's players at the moment.
Yeah.
And by no surprise. So congratulations to those women. Keep playing well. Okay, let's have a look at the men's. This is for the Syd Noble medal, and there are 4 points that separate these 6 players. They're in alphabetical order by first name. Starting with Adam Dankert from the Trojans, Ben Shelley from Gosford, Cooper, oh no, he's not Cooper, he's Copper. Copper Elliott from Avoca Beach, Joseph
Biu.
Joseph Biu, yeah, sorry, Josepha. Razorbacks, Lockie Peruk, Carrion. Well, they certainly didn't give it for goal kicking, did they?
No, not at all.
Anyway, well done, Lockie.
Well, he might slide back down. You might see him sort of drop out and Scott jump back up. Now he's back.
Well, wasn't Hanley outstanding?
Immaculate, just great to watch. Everything about him.
Yeah, just smooth kicking.
Yep.
Yeah, it was great. Anyway, it's good to watch a good goal kicker, isn't it?
It is. It's well, and congratulations to Lockie for still hanging in there.
It's very metronomic, isn't it? It's great. And Matt Anderson from the Avoca Beach side, who rounds out that top 6. So congratulations to all players.
Again, good. It's really good to get that recognition as well. And the Syd Noble, sort of when I was playing, it was like when you got to the end, you kind of knew like a couple of players who were the guns of the competition. But to get for those guys and girls to get recognised every single week of like I'm in the top 5 or top 6 of the competition, which is unreal. What are you laughing at?
I'm sorry, Giuseppe.
You're still hung up on it. Yeah. Well, anyway, mate, that'll do us for this week's episode. So we got a game this week, and then I think we have the bye round after that.
I believe so. Yep. The long weekend.
Yep. That's this weekend, mate. I think we're done. There's nothing. There's nothing else to add. I think we're 100% done.
I think we're done.
All right. See you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and see ya.
Thank you.